We're now recording.
Episode 5, John.
Here we are, man. Here we fucking are. Episode 5, man.
We're pumping this shit out quick. I mean...
We really are, yeah. We're like, to be honest, we're only a step away now from an endorsement, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even got product placement yet. I'm just going to take a drink of my Coca-Cola.
Yes, I should.
That is delicious.
You know, I struggled to get laid until I started drinking Coke. Now my sex life has really improved.
Yeah, me too, funny enough.
No,
Just to let you guys know, no, don't drink Coke. It's bad for you, right, John?
really is, yeah. How do you feel about that, right?
There's actually an image. Quickly Google what a can of Coke does to your body after like an hour, within an hour. You want to see this, John? It's actually fucking crazy. Within like a minute or whatever, like it gives you the breakdown like minute by minute, and like it really fucks up your system. Let me see this.
Let's see this.
Yeah, this is there. Okay.
So when the first 10 minutes, so 10 teaspoons of sugar hit your system, 100% of your recommended daily intake. Fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. You don't immediately vomit from the overwhelming sweetness because photogenic acid cuts the flavour, allowing you to keep it down. Oh, Jesus.
Holy fuck.
What's after an hour, though? What's this here? It says...
so that's first 10 minutes and then just go to the hour. Yeah. What's the last step?
So it says, as the rave inside of you dies down, you'll start to have a sugar crash. You may become... This writing's really small, sorry. You may become... what's that say, Stephen? Let me pick this up, sorry.
Oh, there we go.
Can you read that from there? From your perspective, I can't remember.
Inside dies down and you'll start to have a sugar crash. You may become irritable and or sluggish. No, that's not really scientific, is it?
I don't even understand this shit, Stephen.
Before.
All I know it's bad for you, Stephen. That's all I fucking know.
100% of your daily recommendation. And John, I know a few people who drink a bottle of Coke within an hour. I mean, sorry, a 2-liter bottle of Coke. No problem. No questions asked.
How do you feel about that, though? Like, I mean, when you think about, like, we have all this sort of knowledge about sort of what a healthy diet should contain, and yet, like, me and you eat McDonald's all the fucking time, you know?
John, I was just thinking about that the other day. I know, like, I recently started, like, I work at a gym now. I've been there working about a year, and I've learned, so much about body health and diet and shit like that, and I just don't give a fuck. I'm just like, you know what? I could be fucking dead tomorrow. I'm just going to fucking keep living life, like you just said. What is that? What is that about? Like, because I've drank Coke recently and I'm just like, God, I know this is horrible, but I'm just going to keep drinking it because I'm addicted, I guess.
Mouth porn, man. That's what it's mouth porn, yeah. I just said it's pure finest, like, you kind of just go off the taste. Like, it's all about the taste of it, because, just drinking fucking water every day and eating vegetables doesn't taste nice.
Pretty fucking bland.
Yeah, it's pretty bland. You want that sort of artificially fucking enhanced cow meat shoved into your mouth. You can't
give me that.
Exactly, yeah. It's kind of mad, man. We're sitting here recording episode 5 now, and the fucking Third World War could be beginning any moment now. Hear about any of this shit, no?
Okay, give me the lowdown, John. All right, so, give me the corporate media perception, John, and I'll break it down.
So long story short, al-Assad, who is the president of Syria, he's a dictator. One of you could argue one of the most evil men sort of alive today, probably without a doubt. So al-Assad has used chemical weapons on his people before. He's recently done it there on April 5th. He used chemical weapons on his people. He killed 80 people in total. He killed children, men, women, so on, right? So long story short, that's kind of just the base. That's the most basic backstory to it all, right?
Okay.
So in retaliation for this, a lot of footage was recorded off the aftermath of these attacks, showing, people vomiting up blood. It showed children dying. It was horrible imagery. So long story short, in retaliation, the United States attacked a Syrian military. I want to say it was I just say airport, but that's not correct. The right outpost isn't correct either. Be sort of
like a military base, no?
Not quite. I think more for planes of
Air Force base.
Yeah, so it's something along those lines.
Right.
U.S. retaliated by attacking a Syrian Air Force base with Tomahawk missiles, blew the shit out of it. So long story short, al-Assad is backed by the Russian government. Putin backs al-Assad. So Trump has just attacked a Russian-backed nation.
Right.
So this has pissed Russia off. They're saying don't do this shit again, or we're going to retaliate. And so Trump is now threatening to do it again. He says he's going to do it again. and he's also moved the U.S. military fleet closer to the Korean border. Like when I mean fleet, the naval fleet closer to the Korean border. He's also flying.
Just to flex his dick.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah, because North Korea, I think, have gotten. They've been doing a lot of nuclear tests recently. I think they claimed they have 5 nukes. So Trump is just more or less saying, as you said, just to flex his dick and say not to fucking do this.
Right.
But it's kind of crazy because it's looking like one wrong move now could lead to a war between the United States and North Korea, and another wrong move in Syria could lead towards a war with the United States and Russia.
And I guess it would be Russia, Iran, China against everyone else.
Just hear me out here, right? So this is the way I've always kind of perceived the third world. If a third world war happened, this is how I just always perceived it. I always just perceived it would just be the end. Like it'd be a thermonuclear war. It would just the mass radiation being released by these bombs would just completely blanket out the atmosphere, and it would cause just mass extinction levels within our planet. So we'd see like a massive death ratio within the human species. Plants would die off, animals would die off, and it'd sort of be like a Fallout type world, maybe minus all the radiated creatures running around.
Right.
But like, I don't know, like if this third world war is just so close as it seems, why is there no big panic? Like I'm fucking shitting it right now, but people don't give a fuck. People are just driving to work all the time.
I don't give a fuck. Yeah, they just that's it. People just get up and get in the car, drive to work, and today Donald Trump was bombed. Could start World War III. People in the car. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, I guess people just don't give a fuck. I mean, because John, I'm not sure about this, but what I can see happening is, if it does come close to this, I could easily see the world just saying, fuck you. We're not fucking having a war. Fuck that. No. You know what I mean? I mean, can you not see that? I could see that. I think people are really educated nowadays. I think they know more about war than they ever did.
Yeah, definitely.
You know? And it's hard to argue. I mean, we haven't really delved into 9/11 or anything, John, on the show, but I'm fully convinced, it was the US government just to prolong war. I mean, there's so many things about it, like, we don't have to get into it right now, but I mean, and for example, if there was to be another event like that, to sort of push World War III, I could easily see people debunking it, faster than, I feel like if it was the government, which I think it was, that caused 9/11, I think if they ever did try that again, I don't think it would go down. What do you think about that?
No doubt.
Do you know what I'm saying? I think people would just say, fuck, you know what I mean? Fuck that. Like.
No, you're completely right. I think as well, just to add, just to back up what you're saying there, like 9/11 took place. Don't get me wrong, the internet was around when 9/11 happened.
It's not like today.
Exactly. It was a very early, it was a fairly early conception of the internet.
Yeah.
Nowadays, with many different social media platforms, information that's very easy to accessible. I can't see. I completely agree. I think it'd be debunked a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Just here. Let me just run this question by you, right? So just hear me out. Have you seen any of the? It's okay if you haven't, but have you seen any of the footage of the aftermath of the chemical weapon attack on April 5th? Well, it's fucking horrible, right? So the big picture that's kind of circulating around at the moment is of a father holding his 2 dead twin daughters, only 9 months old, hold him. He's completely heartbroken. He won't let them go. It's a horrifying image, right? There's actual video footage that's just horrendous, right? It's very, very tough to watch. So hear me out. Al-Assad has done this before. He's done it there again. He'll probably do it again, right? So naturally, the way I kind of just view him is, I view him as a bully. He has to be stopped. Someone has to do something about him, because if no one stops him, he's going to keep doing this to his people. But at the same time, if you try to stop him, you could be risking the lives of millions of people. Yeah. So like, it's a very like thank God we're not the people that have to make these decisions. But I mean, don't get just to give some. I'm about to say something here, but I just better really give some backstory to this. I fucking hate Trump. I think Trump is just everything that's sort of, he's the walking embodiment. That's everything that's wrong with the sort of American voter. He's xenophobic. He's ignorant to sort of world affairs. He lies. He's sort of nearly sort of embodiment of every worst aspect of a US politician we've seen in the 21st century so far. But is he really that wrong here, attacking, like, he's trying to, he's really trying to scare Al-Assad to not do this shit again. You know, it's such a tough, like it's even so hard to articulate because it's such a tough situation to be in. You know, you let him just do this again, kill more children, kill more of his own people, or do you try to put a stop to it? And like I said, risk a possible third world war that will, without doubt, result in the deaths of millions of people. Don't forget the Second World War, 74 million people died in a fucking 7-year span, and this is before. Don't get me wrong, I know a nuclear weapon was used towards the end of the war, but nothing to the weapons that would be in existence today. It's just, you know, it's mad. It's such a tough decision. You know, I wouldn't, thank God we're not the ones that have to make those choices.
Yeah, fuck, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen.
Or is this just maybe maybe we look back in a year's time and just look upon this as a whole dick flexing contest. Maybe Putin was trying to flex his dick, Trump's trying to flex his dick, and Kim Jong-un's trying to flex his dick.
Everyone's flexing dicks up in here.
Yeah, it's getting really gay up in here.
Yeah, I don't know. I can see. I mean, I'm sure you know yourself, John. Like, I mean, the American media. I mean, everyone puts them out as the evil force. And, I mean, there couldn't be any more truth to that. I mean, I feel like they just shove down fear. You know, down the throats of everyone, all the consumers. You know, keep them afraid, keep them buying. You know.
Oh, exactly.
Have you seen Bowling for Columbine?
Oh, Columbine, yeah.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson's interview. Have you seen that? You know,
Yep.
it was a great culture shock. I would have imagined. I mean, everyone would have imagined him to be sort of this kind of weird, creepy guy, but you know, in reality of it, he's actually very well spoken, really intelligent guy.
Fantastic,
you know,
yeah.
and I think that just completely flipped the script on everyone who had an idea of him.
I got exposed to how well spoken Manson was when he did an interview on Bill O'Reilly, and here's an excellent segue. Have you seen the crack with Bill O'Reilly recently? No. Really?
No. What?
Fuck, he's done. O'Reilly's done. Yeah.
He got cancelled.
No, he's better. Yeah. So long story short, Bill O'Reilly turns out he's actually a sexual deviant. He's been sexually harassing
Kids, is it?
female co-workers for years. But he's been paying them out of court. So when someone pays someone a settlement out of court, that more or less means they know they're wrong and they don't want to get slapped by a judge. So long story short, because of this, all of O'Reilly's sponsors are pulled out. So O'Reilly brings in $170 million every year for Fox News on sponsorships alone.
Holy fuck.
And most of them, BMW, it's mainly a lot of the car manufacturers, which were the main sponsors of the O'Reilly Factor.
All pulled out.
So now it's not gaining any money. And really interestingly there, on April 7th, the O'Reilly Factor was cut early. O'Reilly teased an upcoming segment. He said, we're going to go to Walter's World. Walter, he does these Fox Popular Lives where he goes out onto the streets and asks people questions to find out their knowledge on current political issues.
Yeah.
Anyway,
They're pulling that.
He teased. He said, "Up next is Walter's World," and the show never came back. It just was cut there.
Holy fuck!
So hear me out. So now that the O'Reilly Factor's not bringing in any income, what's the point of having him there? You're paying this man a multi-million-dollar salary. It's same thing. That's what happened to Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck was removed from Fox News back in 2011. He said a comment. He said Obama hates white people. As a result of this racist and obviously racist comment, a lot of sponsorships were pulled from Beck. Fox said, look, Beck's no longer taking any income without these sponsors, so to cancel them. So the same thing's going to happen now to O'Reilly. So it's kind of crazy because anyone that knows anything about Bill O'Reilly knows this is sort of one of the main, I guess, the main architects in sort of the conservative bias that Fox News has had.
And if you don't know him, look him up now. Go on to YouTube and watch some of his interviews and see what a piece of shit he is.
Piece of shit, yeah.
What was the famous interview with the young guy? His father died in 9/11.
Please don't tell me his name.
Holy
it was Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy fucking Lin.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Watch that interview. What a piece of shit. So basically, for people who don't know what we're talking about, it was very, very soon after 9/11, right? It was about a month, I would say, after 9/11. And America at this time was fucking losing its shit, right, John? Like,
so,
you know,
just so sorry for interrupting. It was Jeremy Glick. Sorry. Just I got it wrong there. Jeremy Glick. Sorry. Continue on.
Jeremy Glick
was the name of the victim. Sorry.
Okay. Well, basically, his father was a firefighter, I want to say.
That's correct. Yeah.
Basically, and he died. His father died, unfortunately, on the day of 9/11, and basically, Bill O'Reilly had his son on the show, and basically his son said that, was on the liberal side of the argument that America was at the time of, do they go to war or not? And he was basically saying, my father died, and I don't want to see anyone else die. So no, I don't think we should have war. We should have sort of reasonable discussion. And Bill O'Reilly lost his fucking shit, And I think that was, very clever by Bill O'Reilly, and say that the Fox establishment to get him emotional like that, because then, it had a lot of Americans at the time watching this, I guess, being morally torn, no?
Yeah, no.
Because, they were both making good points, but O'Reilly was really fucking passionate and emotional and angry. And he was very, very disrespectful, wasn't he? This guy's father just died, and he says things to him like, your dad's going to die in vain, and it's those.
Your mother will be ashamed.
Jesus!
That was very typical O'Reilly tactics. He used straw man techniques and character assassination against Jeremy Glick, sort of saying that O'Reilly and Jeremy Glick called him on this, but O'Reilly kind of was trying to say that it was the people of Iraq that killed his father.
But it was a few
handful of extremists.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's very typical of Bill. And to be honest, what do you think of this here, though? Right, just hear me out. So Bill O'Reilly has been a notorious cunt for years, right? If it was up to him, if he could have his idealized American society, blacks wouldn't be fucking allowed to vote, probably. If anyone wants to see what I'm referring to here, check out O'Reilly's coverage of the Ferguson riots back in 2013.
Calls them savages, right?
And such just racist undertones the whole way throughout his coverage of it.
And it's really fucking subliminal and sneaky, right? That's the fucking worst part about him. He doesn't come out and straight up say things because he's too smart.
Yeah,
you have to give him that. He's fucking smart, right?
Yeah, no,
he chooses words so fucking carefully. He's a piece of shit.
But this is a big villain for years now, and now he's getting this big epic fall. He's being sued left, right, and centre. He's paying out millions of sums of money, right? His big fucking primetime shows better get cancelled. He's going to get his ass booted off of Fox. It's all done. And here Trump came out and said about him.
About O'Reilly?
Yeah, Trump was asked about the situation. Was Trump and O'Reilly are good friends? And Trump said that O'Reilly did nothing wrong, and when asked on what evidence, I think he said he had a hunch or some shit like that. So what the fuck? Madness.
Well, you're talking. I mean, he did say grab him by the pussy. Yeah. So I mean, what does he give a fuck about sexually abusing women? He doesn't give a fuck.
Let's dive into Fox for a minute, man. Seriously, because you're kind of talking about how the American media, you said it very well there, keeps them afraid to keep them buying.
Yeah.
And Fox is the main sort of source of this. Rupert Murdoch has constructed this media empire that sort of forces this conservative agenda down your fucking throat.
Yeah.
And also Fox, just to give our viewers some insight. So Fox had 4 big shows on in a row. It was Greta Van Houten. I want to pronounce her name. I think it's something like that. A Dutch name. Greta Van Houten, Bill O'Reilly, followed then by Megyn Kelly, followed by Sean Hannity. So Megyn Kelly's now gone from Fox. Bill O'Reilly's going to be gone. And Greta left during the whole Fox sexual abuse scandals of 2016, which was conducted by Robert Ayers, who was the behind-the-scenes producer. He was sexually harassing co-workers. So Fox have just lost 3 of their big 4.
Hannity's the biggest one, though, right?
It's
always been, right?
Always. Okay. Hannity is the biggest fucking cunt in American news media. It's unbelievable.
He's not worse than O'Reilly, is he?
Oh, in my opinion, by a mile. I think Bill is a subtle cunt, but O'Reilly will flat out tell you. He did an episode the day before the 2016 presidential election saying that if
Hannity, sorry.
Yeah, Hannity, right. And he was just me and you are not Hillary Clinton fans at all. We probably hate Clinton more than Trump.
Yeah, I do.
I'm saying without doubt. And he was going on more or less insulting the viewer's intelligence if you vote for Clinton. And it was like, hold on, you're meant to be a journalist. You're meant to be
unbiased.
Exactly. You're meant to be neutral to this. Your own.
But that doesn't happen, John, does it? Anywhere. That whole conception of fucking media being unbiased, like you just said, that doesn't exist anymore. Maybe it did in the fucking 40s, but probably not even then. But no, that is their job. They're supposed to tell the facts, and that's it. And then you interpret it. But that is fucking gone out the window.
Oh, completely, yeah. It's
a farce. It's a fucking spectacle. The whole thing.
You said I like your term there for it's just a spectacle now. It's
all about
viewers. All about entertainment.
Advertisement, that's it.
And it's amazing.
Bullshit.
Because of this, we've now seen the rise of alternative media sources. So I'm just going to say something here. Our viewers that will be familiar with these two sources might be completely lost, but me and you are a big fan of the Young Turks, and we also enjoy the owl Alex Jones in Infowars. Now, these are two complete opposites to each other.
Yeah.
The Young Turks is a very far left liberal media source, and Alex Jones is from another fucking dimension of craziness.
But this is the thing that I started researching Alex Jones because I just think he's fucking hilarious, man. But I was shocked, John, when I started looking into it. He is a far right? Okay,
he's
so
conservative,
he's conservative, but like he's not really, like, because I can't remember what topic, but it was a completely left topic that he agreed with. I think it was about abortion. I think he was pro-choice. I can't remember, but I remember just thinking. And then you have these views that he has, right? And then he just comes out with interdimensional beings are living on the moon and controlling. It's just like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Hold up, explain that.
He said that in Joe Rogan podcast. It was interdimensional beings are brainwashing politicians to have sex with kids. It's like, what? Where's your evidence for this claim?
That was such an entertaining show.
Oh
my god,
that was.
He's fucking crazy, isn't he? Holy fuck. Turning the frogs gay.
Yeah, what the fuck? Turning the frogs gay in an attempt to turn humans gay, reduce the population.
No, the water was making frogs gay, right?
Right.
And then the frogs somehow made men gay. And then that's going to stop population growth.
He said that. He said the CIA used gay bombs in Vietnam. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What good would that do? Like, I mean, like, let's forget the fact that you have no evidence to back up this claim. But
like, if it was true, why and how? Why? Yeah, exactly. What would that do? I love that.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. It's like, I think this is just one. This is one facet of their personality, them being gay. This will not change their political ideologies of wanting to fucking turn Vietnam into a communist state.
Yeah,
that's not going. That's not going to change. It's madness. I mean, Jones. But you're right though. I think this you're referring to his more liberal views. I know Jones is very much for the legalization of drugs. So,
right. Okay.
Which we completely agree.
Yeah.
By the way, on.
Of course, here on Banana Kingdom.
Yeah, here on Banana Kingdom, we endorse weed. If you actually
pass me that bong, John.
if you're listening to this and you have weed, please
blaze up.
Please come to DKIT Radio Room right fucking now. And god damn it, give me your fucking bag.
What the fuck? What were we talking about?
Oh, we're talking about alternative media sources.
I think, John. Hear me out here. This is just us personally. Yeah, I feel me and you, John, are kind of like Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
What way?
Right, let me explain. So, for years, I loved their show, obviously. It's the fucking best. But I was always disappointed at both of those guys for never really choosing a side, you know, right or left in their politically motivated show episodes, which is mainly all of them, right? And I never understood why until recently. I started learning more and more about politics and how the whole thing is just fucked. You know what I mean? Like the money in politics, the politicians themselves, it's all fucked, right? And then you just have Matt Stone and Trey Parker right there in the middle, laughing at both sides, right and left. I just think that's fucking genius, you know?
Oh, it is without a doubt. Like South Park is probably the best satire you have on today, I'd say. Like especially
its social commentary is perfect.
Yeah, it really did go into its golden run when during the Trump election. Like that was some of the episodes they did was just absolutely fantastic. Sort of how Mr. Garrison was used as a parody of Trump was just fucking. Oh my god! It's just it's fantastic, South Park, and you're completely right. I used to feel the exact same way, especially. I remember they did an episode. It was on religion. It was featured Richard Dawkins. It was mainly focusing on atheism.
Yeah.
And I always thought to myself, like, what fucking side are Matt Stone and Trey Parker fans of here? Because in a way, you could say they're kind of laughing at atheism. If this is what the world would be like
if it was atheist.
Yes, it'd still be stupid.
It's cool, isn't it? Like you know, they're very very smart guys. You know.
No, I completely agree. Like, it's without doubt one of the freshest. It's such, especially when you compare. Like we were talking about this last episode with Steve, but when you just think of animation today, like I mean, certain animation shows have completely fallen off the track. So like, Family Guy has really gone down the tube. American Dad. That burger show, what the fuck is it called?
Bob's Burgers. That's awful, man.
That's the worst.
So bad. I think I got cancelled.
Hopefully, thank God.
Yeah, I think it did.
The Simpsons as well, which used to be, the absolute king of sort of animation.
Yeah.
Down the tube. And
Sorry, just about the Simpsons there. So Matt Groening, is that how you pronounce his name?
yeah, correct it.
He confirmed that season 30 will be the last season of the Simpsons.
Season fucking 30.
Yeah,
What other show has lasted 30 fucking seasons?
yeah,
It's mad.
mental, isn't it?
That's like, and just to understand, like, this isn't like 10 episode seasons. This is like
25
Yeah.
roughly. Yeah,
it's madness.
it's crazy. Yeah, so they're ending it, and I was just wondering, because me and John we're fucking huge Simpsons fans. How would you like to see it end? Because personally, I think this is what they're going to do to really milk this fucking cow. Is going to be the 30th season or whatever, and then a movie. It's going to end with a movie. I can see that happening easily.
Yeah, financially that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
But I think what I would like to see, personally, is what I'd like to see. I'd like them to see. I'd love to see them do a future episode. To be honest, it's the last one.
As the last episode.
I really would. Yeah, I'd love
Cool,
to. I'd love
okay.
to see where these characters who we've been following for so long
End up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I'd like that too.
Because, like, you know, a common complaint I have with The Simpsons is that sort of the age of these characters has never changed. I think the show would have suited the show a lot more if Bart and Lisa and even Maggie would have had grown as the show and grown in terms of, like,
Year by year.
Yeah.
Jesus, then they would have been what, fucking 38, and Bart would have been 40.
that's true.
Holy fuck, that would be weird.
I think there's only a certain limit to Bart high school episodes you can do and Lisa high school episodes.
Yeah.
And so, like, you really want to see, like, I think you're missing this massive window of like material of like them dealing with teenage issues and then young adolescent issues and then adult issues and so on. And you can, like, I mean, that's kind of all. Don't get me wrong. Like, you can say, well, you just praise South Park and South Park does the exact same fucking thing. But South Park is more of a, like, it's more of a surreal world in a sense, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the four main characters, Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and Carmen, their age is rarely ever discussed, and it's more so about how they interact with a sort of the world of the episode. But I think South Park The Simpsons is a lot more grounded. I think it would just suit a lot more. So I'm trying to really say here, and it's kind of a shame. It feels like a missed opportunity, and you know, especially for a show that's been really struggling since season 10 in terms of quality, to not try something like so dramatically different to
Try something
shake things up.
bold. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's been so bland and boring and safe for years
Exactly,
now,
yeah.
and you know, it's
South Park are constantly taking risks.
and you have
Always.
to.
They don't give a fuck, do they? Like,
No, you have.
they're generally, and I can easily see Matt and Trey admitting this. I think that they wouldn't give a fuck if they got cancelled. You know, I think I think that's what's so fresh about them. You know, like, I don't mean this in a disrespectful way because I love the show so much, but like, they literally, like, they make the episode the night before it airs. Like, they
That's
literally,
correct,
like,
yeah.
so last minute, whatever the fuck, what's funny right now? Let's just throw it together. You know, and it's fucking great. Like, it works.
Come on, just as well while we're here, did you watch UFC 210?
I stayed up till about 3 o'clock here, which was I'm not sure what time that was in New York, but no, I fucking fell asleep.
The big story from UFC 210 obviously is Rumble Johnson has retired.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's mad. Like, I just thought he was his last few fights he looked amazing. He looked $1 million.
Yeah, it was a fucking big shock, wasn't it? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, you could see Joe Rogan in the ring was like, what the fuck, you know? Didn't know what to say.
Why do that? Like, he's in the prime of his career. Like, he's knocking people. Like, he was knocking people out left, right, and center. I think he could have done a lot better in that Cormier fight, especially trying to wrestle Daniel Cormier.
And what the fuck was he thinking? Like, I mean, in the first round, I feel like he won the first round, you know, standing up.
Oh,
and
definitely, yeah.
got a nice head kick on him, right, you know, and stuff. But yeah, in the second round, going to wrestle, like, what? You saw Daniel Cormier was like smiling. Did you see that when he tucked him under? You know, he's lying on top, and he was just like, what the fuck?
By the way,
is
see all
he
this
thinking?
controversy with the Daniel Cormier towel fucking trick.
In the weigh-in, yeah, no, it's bullshit.
You know
yeah.
what he's doing? He's pressing
Yeah.
his weight down, so he kind of like lifts himself up a bit, so he's
Yeah.
losing a few pounds.
Exactly, madness, isn't it?
Yeah, what the hell? But he hasn't got sort of caught for that.
How's that not cheating? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, John, I think you're the same as me. We don't really give a fuck at the end of the day, do we? We
No.
want to see the fight. I mean, what the fuck is £1 to us? I mean, really? I mean, I understand if you have to fight him, you know what I mean? You'd be pissed off that, you know, he skipped, you know, a pound over or whatever. But really, as us as viewers, we don't give a fuck. We just want to see these giant fucking steroid freaks beat the shit out of each other. That's it. That's at the core, John. At the end of the day.
You said it so well there. That's really that's what it's all about in the end. I don't give a fuck about a pound.
No.
And
But it was cool though, wasn't it? Like a sneaky little trick. I can't believe we've never seen that before.
Yeah,
Apparently, it's
wrestling.
yeah.
It's wrestling technique. And
Okay.
Cormier that's where he got it from. It's Cormier was a former Olympic, I think Olympic gold.
Yeah.
He won a gold medal.
No, I think he silver. I think I know there's. I remember in the build up to John Jones and his second fight, or the rematch that never happened. I remember the press conference. John Jones was giving him shit for not making weight at the Olympics.
Yeah.
So I don't think he won gold. I'm not sure. You can Google it there. But yeah, I can't believe we haven't seen that more in the UFC. It was crazy, wasn't it? That he just and he was very smart in the fact that his excuse afterwards was very, very viable. Did you hear what he said? It was basically that he first of all, the first time he weighed in, everyone could see his ass.
Bronze medal, by the way.
Bronze medal at the Olympics. He said that everyone could see his ass, so that's why the second time he went out, he was holding a towel to make sure that he was covered. I was like, that's fucking bullshit.
Just hear me out here, right?
Bullshit.
So hear me out. This is going to be a big, sort of long-winded rant.
All right.
So Daniel Cormier is one of the best fighters of the past 5 years, we'd say.
Yeah.
He's undefeated in heavyweight division. He's
Light
the
heavyweight
champion. He's good at two divisions, so he is.
Sorry, he's lost to John Jones.
In light heavyweight, yeah, but he's undefeated in heavyweight. He's lost in light
Daniel
heavyweight.
Cormier. I didn't know he. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
He's undefeated in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
He's the champion of the lightweight division. He's probably one of the top 3 best wrestlers in UFC history.
Yeah.
Would easily say.
Yeah.
Him,
Yeah.
George St. Pierre, and Lesnar. I'd say probably.
Yeah.
Just hear me out here, right? So Daniel Cormier, his wrestling obviously comes from his wrestling background. So he's former Olympic wrestler, right? And as a result, that has allowed that years and knowledge of perfecting his skill of wrestling have allowed him to dominate the UFC, right?
Mm-hmm.
So hear me out. So Brock Lesnar was a 2-time NCAA All-Star Wrestling champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brock Lesnar, if he didn't go to WWE, probably would have competed in the Olympics eventually. Would have been his big sort of progression in wrestling, right?
Probably. He played football for a while too, right?
After WWE, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
For the Vikings, right?
In 04, yeah.
And he fucking nailed it, right?
That's right. No, he nearly made it's like they do like a cut thing. He made all the way to the last cut and didn't make it to the team.
Oh, okay. Right.
But Lesnar, his wrestling background was one of the main reasons why he was so successful in the UFC. Even though he'd not done it in 10 years, nearly 10 years at that point, he still had all those years of knowledge anyways that led him to sort of dominate opponents inside the cage.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the point I'm trying to make, right? So Lesnar, I watched interviews with him before, and he said Kurt Angle was he's like the Pele nearly of wrestling in the sense. He idolized him when he was growing up. Everyone inspired to be like Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was an Olympic gold. He won the fucking gold medal at the 1996 Olympics. So just say, for example, if Kurt Angle had won the gold medal while the UFC was fucking the biggest thing ever.
Yeah.
Imagine Angle in the goddamn UFC. Would he have been probably one of the best?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah. I haven't seen much of his wrestling. I'm sure you could probably find some stuff on YouTube.
We could, but we wouldn't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
There's the rules of that sport. It would just look like 2 guys humping each other.
Stick it on there. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting. I mean, someone of that caliber, giving him that kind of a build-up, Brock Lesnar saying that he was the best ever, I think that's pretty cool.
It's bad. Here's just so you know, Angle broke his neck in the final match of the Olympics and still won the gold medal. It was a fucking badass Kurt Angle fucking was.
Jesus Christ.
He used to always say that in his wrestling promos, I won a gold medal with a broken freaking neck. Look at this. Let's watch. Look
at the guy who's wrestling.
Off him around, yeah.
Holy fuck.
In the middle of the Gulf War.
America versus Iran. Is there anything more fucking politically motivated? Of course America wins.
Oh,
of
yes.
course. Look at the Iranian with the big fucking mustache. He looks like a badass.
Look at this shit. What is going on here?
So
punch him.
Our listeners at home, we're just watching Kurt Angle wrestle some Iranian dude, and he's just beating the shit out of him. Wrestling's a weird sport, isn't it?
Well, it's the oldest sport. It's one of the oldest sports in human history.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Greece, obviously.
Started
there.
They say it's the first Olympic sport, which is really funny because it's been pulled from the Olympics now. It's no longer an Olympic sport.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
How has that happened? Like you just said, it was like probably the first. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was there's talks to have it back for not the next Olympics, but the one after it, because it was such a controversial thing when they pulled it, because you are looking at probably one of the oldest sports in human existence, and just two men trying to put each other on the ground. Like that's that's just combat at its finest here. But
Stop me if I'm wrong, but another of the oldest sports ever is a tug of war. Is that right?
It might have been, yeah.
Did I hear that somewhere?
It would
No.
make sense that it would be. But look at this shit here. Like, what is going on? This is why the genius that said let them punch and kick each other.
I'd much rather see that. Yeah.
It just looks like Angle's trying to molest him here now to me. Like he's lying on top of his back. He's holding his legs down so he can't get up, and it just looks like he's about to insert his dick into his butt here. Look at this. Where are you going?
John, can't you appreciate this? Nah, I have nothing to say. You're right. Yeah. That's what it looks like.
But
John, please, can we stick on the fucking the 6 Polish guys versus the 6 Russians? Is it? What's that called again?
Team MMA or something?
Holy shit. Okay, if you are sitting at home and you're listening to this right now, okay, we're going to give you the exact title of what we're watching. You got to sync it up. Pause it, John. Okay, so it's search for Fight 1 of the TFC, okay, event. It's Poland versus Sweden. And watch this shit and sync with us. This is the funniest thing and craziest thing at the same time ever. It's fucking so scary. So play it, John. Okay, we're playing it now. It's 4 minutes long. Skip until just before the fight, okay, because there'll be a fight clock. Okay, is John skipping in? Yeah, just there. Right, go back. There, okay.
2:23.
So we're at 2:23 of this video. It's about to start. So how many? 6 guys, right?
What the fuck?
6 guys versus 6 guys in a fucking brawl. And me and John figured this out. The first time we watched this, we couldn't believe, okay, here we go. Oh my fucking God. Holy this is crazy. Look at this. Like, these guys get knocked out like straight away.
And once you lose someone, you're fucked. Once your team loses one person.
That's why sorry, I was going to say that. I got sidetracked because this is fucking crazy. As soon as one person is done, look at that. There is 3 guys beating the shit out of one guy now. This is fucking mental. Look, 2 guys beating the shit out of him. Look at that. What? Who fucking paid to put this up? This is fucking brutal. I feel sick watching this, but also entertained, John.
This is fucking madness.
So whose fault is this, John? Is this for liking this? Is it me or the guy who puts look the 6 of them are just killing them and it's over? The Polish win, of course.
Well, let's not take away the production values of this fight here. Like, obviously this has a market to it. Like, there's obviously people watching this shit and buy it and support it with their money.
Click out of it. How many subscribers does that channel have? 134,000.
Jesus Christ.
134,000 people want to know weekly what these guys are up to. So yes, John, you're right. There's a market. Look at that shit, please, if you're listening. That is fucking mental.
Do you ever think something like that would catch on here? Like, I mean,
in Ireland?
Well, in the Western world, because our need for violence is always increasing.
Yeah, you're probably right. Probably. Yeah. I wouldn't want to watch that again, to be honest. I think that's fucking nuts. I think there's something pure about one man versus one man. Yeah. I mean, it's not just about the physical attributes of the fight. It's also, there can be something said for a man on a journey by himself. There's no one there to help him. It's just him, and you got 2 guys chasing the same dream, right? I think there's something really.
Yeah, there's beauty to it. There's definitely a romance, a sort of a romance to it in a way. Like, it's why.
It's probably why people in general love boxing movies, right? You
literally took the words out of my mouth. Yeah.
Rocky, Raging Bull, Warrior. Have you seen Warrior?
Yes.
With Tom Hardy.
Great film.
I mean, we could just keep going on and on. What's the best combat movie ever? Combat fighting movie?
I guess it's between Raging Bull and Rocky 1, I'd say. To be honest, because Rocky 1 is sort of the ultimate underdog story.
Won the Oscar.
Yeah, like, Rocky, anyone could be Rocky in a sense. He's like sort of he's the typical sort of character tropes of an underdog. He's down in his luck. He's kind of unsure of himself. He doesn't know his place in the world. And, he gets literally a shot at the American dream. He gets to take on Apollo Creed, who is is a metaphor for Muhammad Ali. He takes him on, biggest fight he'll ever get, and he gives it his all. Still loses though, which is a really clever ending, in my
Yeah,
opinion, still this
yeah.
day, because it would have been such bullshit if he had to bet Apollo Creed. Leave that shit to the sequels. But yeah, no,
To wait until they sell out.
you know, he goes for it. You know, he doesn't
Yeah.
hold back. He puts his heart on the line. He puts his heart on the sleeve and just goes for it. And
Yeah.
it's quite beautiful. It's quite powerful, and I think that's why people love that shit. People love watching. You know, and
People succeed, right?
yeah, exactly. And also, as you said as well, it's one-on-one. It's not sort of, you know, there's an obstacle in the way of his dreams, and you know, he has to sort of fight, both sort of metaphorically, in a sense, with fighting within himself, and you know, fight to achieve those dreams, and then also physically, he has to actually literally fight someone to get to it. It's powerful. It's great. It's great storytelling, and it's such a common story type. I actually recently wrote a fucking short film about boxing that's being made at this current time. It's actually being edited as we speak. So there you go.
But there's one thing to be said about Rocky. You have to admit, it looks pretty shit. You know, I mean,
Nowadays, yeah.
Like nowadays, it does not hold up. No fucking way. Like I'd look, you know, I'm not crazy about remakes. You know, I don't really like that in general. But I would like to see like a shot-for-shot remake of that, just because it's a good story, like you said.
Yeah,
you know, but just fucking
also
the camera work is just shit. Like
the romance, I don't think the romance would sit with viewers nowadays. It's too weird. It's too awkward.
Doesn't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
I personally like it myself, but I think it's just so it's kind of it's just so weird and so different. I know I guess it's a product of its time also in that regards, but. Yeah, great. It's just crazy how the sequels fucking went. What the fuck?
How many did they get in the end? 7, right?
7, yeah. There's 7
That's
fucking Rocky
insane.
films.
Well, 8 if you include the Creed.
I am including Creed. 8 would be Creed 2. Creed is
so-
Rocky 7, yeah.
Was there not? What was Rocky Balboa?
6.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because
okay.
5 is when he becomes the trainer of Tommy Gunn. 4 is when he takes on Drago. 3 is when he takes on Mr. T, and 2 is the rematch. Can we just talk? Sorry, I just realized I always wanted to do this, so I'm going to use this as the right platform right now.
All right.
So I am going to argue this great point. This is something I've rehearsed in my head a million times for the past few years, right?
Go for
I
it.
think Rocky 4 is probably the greatest film of all time. And I honestly fucking mean that. So let me just explain this, right?
Jeez.
So just hear me out here, right? So you have Rocky 1, right? So Rocky 1, underdog story, doesn't beat Apollo Creed, you know, reaches for his dreams, falls slightly short, you know, but in the meantime, there's a good character arc. You know, he fixes relationships with Mickey, who was his coach. Mickey helps Rocky believe in himself. He falls in love with Adrian. She falls in love with him. You know, he does something with his life, and it's a nice story to it. So when you're coming with a Rocky sequel, right? So just say you're in a boardroom right now. What's the sequel to Rocky? The obvious sequel is, okay, he's going to fight fucking Apollo Creed again, and this time he's going to beat him. That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So Rocky 3, once again, clever on paper. He gets too delusioned with sort of being a celebrity, takes his eye off the ball. A more hungrier version who's meant to be a sort of a mirror what Rocky once was like. Gets really hungry.
I think, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Sorry, just to interrupt. I like your rant where you're going here, but yeah, no, that on paper that sounds great in terms of like the character arc, right? Of like where he was and where he came from, and where he is now. And I think that can be said for a lot of real life boxers,
McGregor.
right? Or well, yeah, maybe, yeah.
He lost the DS, took his eye off the ball.
Exactly.
Got to delusion. Even said himself that was my Rocky 3.
Did he? Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't.
No.
Fuck, I didn't know that. Oh, that's cool.
So just hear me out here, right? So that, up to that point, that makes a lot of sense, right? So it comes to Rocky 4. Okay, what are we going to do this time? Let's use Rocky 4 as a metaphor for the Cold fucking War. What the fuck? What the fuck? So you say, okay, Rocky's going to take on the living embodiment of everything that represents Russia, you know?
Big, strong, and scary.
Exactly, right? And he's going to... Sylvester Stallone, it's going to be America versus Russia, right? So first of all, that is just such a Looney Tune idea, right? So then let's recap this film, how it's made, right? So I don't even know where to begin here. I guess the right place to begin, I'm always fascinated with, is 30 minutes into the film. 30 fucking minutes into the film. There's a montage that recaps everything that just happened in the first 30 minutes and all the previous fucking films. There's that famous montage when Sylvester Stallone is driving in his car and No Easy Way Out is playing, right? You couldn't do that nowadays. Imagine if
No.
you've seen The Revenant.
Couldn't
Right?
get away with
Yeah.
that. Jesus Christ.
If you've seen The Revenant today and it did a
No,
montage recap everything you just seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's exactly the same thing because Rocky 3 was the third film in. So maybe like give an example. Sorry, say that again. But say Harry Potter 3. Like, all right.
Right.
So say Harry Potter 3 showed 30 minutes in, showed the first 30 minutes of what we just saw, and then a recap of the first two movies. It would just feel so out of place. You'd be like, why would we know? Like, or I mean, a film should be able to stand alone, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing about a successful sequel, just like The Dark Knight. You don't need to know. You didn't need to watch Batman Begins, did you?
No.
It stands on its own.
And then in Rocky 4, then he goes to, quite famously, Rocky goes to Russia to train. They get ready for Drago. He's going to fight him on his terms. He's going to fight him in Russia.
Right.
Which is, it's a pretty bold move. But anyway, this is also such bullshit. Because Rocky trains for 1 year in a wee wooden cabin in the middle of nowhere,
I
right?
love it.
Alone, right?
I love
Hear me
it.
out here. Ivan Drago is training with the top tier. He's actually taking steroids as well. There's a shot of him getting gear injected in, right? He's the top money. He's the top equipment that money can buy, right? Sports scientists all around him, right?
Yeah.
Tests and everything. It also shows that he can punch. I think it was 4,000 fucking pounds of pressure. It's like a hammer in the face, right? It's unbelievable. So a punch from this man could kill a human being, right? So in this meantime, though, Sylvester Stallone is training in a wooden cabin with
He's lifting logs.
yeah, that's all he's doing. He's just training. He's with an old fuck, his brother-in-law. He's with another old fuck, his former dead friend, old trainer, who's also too old. So this time he never spars once. He never.
Really?
He's not doing any boxing. Only time you ever see him punching is when he's doing a sit-up. You see him punch in the air. And when he's ducking underneath the rope, he punches twice, right? It's the only punching you ever see him doing in his training montage. While Drago is having sparring partners that he's knocking out. He's punching when he's running. It's insane. So in real life, if you got like two fighters, you said, just say you got me and you, you're going to get you, we're going to put you on steroids, we're going to give you the top fucking equipment, training equipment that money can buy. Scientists are going to be at your side every moment you're training.
Loads of training partners, sparring partners,
exactly.
so you get
And
good skills.
You're going to take me, you're going to put me in a fucking wooden cabin in the middle of the snow, and you're going to tell me to train whatever fucking practical means I can think of. So I'm going to go chop down a tree like Rocky does. Who's going to win the fight? You're going to fucking decimate me.
I'm gonna kill you. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a...
Steroids will help a lot. Yeah.
Oh, big time. And then Rocky, right, fucking beats Drago, ends the Cold War because the Russian president applauds at the end, and the crowd, for no reason, starts chanting Rocky. Fuck that. Madness, that film. What was that film? And like the fifth one as well is like a logical thing. Well, Rocky can no longer fight. Okay, he's now going to be a manager. That's on paper. That's a great fucking idea. But the fourth one, Rocky's going to take on the Cold War. What the fuck? Jesus Christ, man. The 90s were a different fucking time. That was released in 1990, so I guess you can say the
Holy
80s were a different time. But fuck me, man.
1990. You know what else was released that year?
What?
Goodfellas. That's
Wow.
a fucking good movie.
That is a good
Show you the
film.
contrast of shit versus best of all time.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Hang on a minute. Just about Rocky again.
Best film of all time.
They kind of fucking... Rocky kind of fucked the whole movie industry up a bit, didn't they? With the montage.
Oh, without doubt, yeah.
They popularized the montage, and
Definitely.
I mean, I think that just fucked everything up, right?
Yeah, it's a cheap story trick because
It
you're
really
able
is.
to show a passage of time and progression in the character without actually developing. And naturally in a film, if you want to see a character develop, you're going to do it through multiple scenes, multiple scenarios. for the
Through
character to go-
action,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
And dialogue.
You're going to set up obstacles for the character to overcome. In these montages, it's the typical thing. At the start of the montage, Rocky can't hit a punching bag. At the end of it, he's knocking down punching bags left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
You know, it's saying he can't lift up a weight at the start of the montage. At the end of it, he's lifting the weight over his head, no problem.
Yeah.
So it's like...
It's a cheap, quick way of progressing the story, right?
Exactly,
You know?
exactly.
Which is fair enough. I mean, sometimes it works, but I'm just saying, I think now it's just fucking overused to shit, like,
Yeah.
you know?
They are. No, montages are so fucking cheap. I think montages only work in comedy, to be honest. That's the only ever time I really see them work, you know. Creed did a montage in Creed is Rocky 7, I guess. You could say it's a spin-off that was released last year, 2015 or 2016.
Yeah, last year.
And it sort of implements a montage as well. I guess it's done a bit more
Did you like Creed?
better. It's all right. Like it's
Yeah, it wasn't groundbreaking.
yeah. People are saying it should have been nominated for an Oscar, and the only reason
No.
it wasn't was because it's a black film. But it's a
No,
bad
it's just-
film. You know,
It's just a bad film.
yeah. It's not like it's all right. Like I mean, it's the seventh fucking film in a franchise. Is what I expected it to be. You know?
What did you think about the year? I think it was 2 years ago. the Oscars, there was no black
2015,
person.
yeah.
2015, right?
Yeah.
There was no black person nominated for an Oscar. What did you think about that, John?
I honestly, I didn't think of any films with black leads in it that I thought were great that year. I think 2015.
the only
was a
one
pretty
was Will Smith, right, for Concussion.
shit year. Yeah,
That wasn't nominated. And
but he was very bad in that concussion.
yeah, he was nominated for the Golden Globe, right? I'm not sure if he won.
Yeah, I'm just pretty surprised at because he's trying to do an African accent in a Will Smith, and it's piss poor what he's doing. And also, I think as well, just because this mindset that, you know, because a film is tackling a real sort of a real life story, therefore it should automatically be nominated for an Oscar is not sort of a good thinking. A film should be nominated for an Oscar on how good it actually is itself.
That's a good point. Yeah, I agree.
What's it called as well? Yeah, no, that year, 2015 was a shit year. Like, I thought that was a desperate year for cinema. There was none of those best pictures that really stuck with me or fresh in my head, you know, so.
The best year, I think, in recent times for films, I think, was 2010. You had The Social Network. You had The King's Speech. You had fucking Toy Story 3. I mean, right there fucking 3 great movies. I'm missing a few others. But, yeah, no, I feel like... I don't know. I'm not sure about the film industry anymore, John. I mean, what's the last good film I saw? It was probably Logan. Have you seen Get Out?
No, I haven't. No.
I've heard it's fucking great, so I need to see that.
It's getting critical acclaim. It's on 99% in Rotten Tomatoes still.
Fuck.
So that's pretty insane. I think I'm very disenfranchised with the cinema industry right now because you know it's more so now about profit. Films are, you know, perfectly manipulated now to suit to every single possible audience, so that it can, you know, get as much money as possible. You know, I really. A lot of these films just being released nowadays, I couldn't give a fuck. There's no film, with the exception maybe Blade Runner 2049, which, don't get me wrong, is a sequel to a film from 82, which is another common trope of Hollywood nowadays, is to sort of do sequels or reboots of
things that were successful, although they'll be successful again. So let's see.
Yeah. And Blade Runner as well, at its time, I know it's kind of a cult following now, but it wasn't a financially successful film.
No, exactly. Yeah, no one. It wasn't critically acclaimed even at the time, right? It was only a few years after everyone's like, "Oh, this is pretty good."
It wasn't until the director's cut really sort of got that. I guess a third wind. It's DVDs what kept it alive, but when it did the director cut and the final cut, it really kind of exploded again. The director's cut is 100% in Rotten Tomatoes, whereas the theatrical cut has 73%. So there's like a big difference.
Holy
so like.
shit.
It's kind of mad, but yeah, like it's same with like Alien, like how many of these Alien I love Alien. Me and you love Alien. We love Alien. Aliens is a great film as well. Fuck me, I leave the franchise alone. We've another Aliens movie coming out this year. Looks fucking shit.
Yeah,
really.
Surely, I mean, fucking hell. Surely you could easily pay some scriptwriter to say, "Hey, look, give me a space movie idea, new fucking franchise." What's the problem with that? I don't understand.
I think Max Landis said it best.
Just playing it safe.
Yeah, Max Landis, who is a screenwriter, he wrote American Ultra, but he was talking about sort of what it's like in the sort of pre-production room of Hollywood executives when it comes to greenlighting films. You know, so you have a choice. You have this original film, it's original idea, or you have something that's a lot more familiar to the audience, to an audience.
What are they going to pick?
Yeah, because you know the one that's a lot more familiar as guaranteed revenue. This one is a possible risk. It's a possible flop. You know, you don't want to be like. Yeah. I mean, do you remember John Carpenter, the Disney film? I think it was called, or John Carter, John Carter. Sorry.
Yeah.
It was one of the biggest flops of all time. Like, that was
original.
Awful. Original idea. A lot of money invested in it, and it cost Disney a fucking lot of money.
Another good example of that was
Lone Ranger.
Lone fucking Ranger. Yes.
Prime
Thank
example,
you, John. Yeah. But I don't understand how Lone Ranger flopped. Have you seen it? I saw it. It was pretty good. It was okay. But I mean, I watched this video about why it flopped, you know, and the reasons it gave were just awful. This reason. I mean, this video said that it didn't have a big enough cast. Johnny Depp. I mean,
massive
he's
actor.
a fucking. I would say that if you were to take an actor and take the movies that they've been in and, you know, put the profits together, he would easily be in the top 5.
Oh, without doubt,
from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, right? Nearly all of them, right, have grossed $1 billion. Get up the list of grossing films. I'm pretty sure at least 3 of them have made $1 billion. Pirates of the Caribbean films, which is fucking crazy. Do you like those films?
I guess the first 2 are really fun, but
Curse of the Black Pearl was fucking great. Okay, I'll have to give him that. But we're just talking about now. I mean, you just keep churning them out, man, and it just gets fucking oversaturated, right? And, you know.
We're gonna have to do this by inflation, by the way.
Okay, fair enough.
So the highest grossing film is Gone with the Wind, then Avatar. Let's see. I want to get like a list of.
That's by year, is it?
Yeah, I was hoping to get a more bigger list.
No, we can't find it. There's by franchise.
Well, it's the 11th highest grossing franchise of all time. The whole franchise as a whole has grossed 3.7 billion.
And there's 4 films.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
on
insane.
average, yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, it says here, like, on average it grossed 930 million per film. That's mad. Dead Man's Chest broke $1 billion. There you go.
Fuck.
Like, there you go. Like, that's insane. Like, and Johnny Depp is, you know, he's the lead role in that. He's a really recognizable name. Yeah, you're right about the Lone Ranger. I think what really hurt the Lone Ranger was a big TV series back in its day. I think its audience is well dead now.
Yeah.
So it's lost its recognition within popular culture in order for it be a big success.
I'm very surprised. Sorry, John. I'm very surprised to see Jurassic Park up there. 12th highest grossing franchise ever.
Well, Jurassic World grossed over $1 billion.
Right.
1.6 billion to be precise.
I mean, the first Jurassic Park, I get that. That was a fucking masterpiece. The second one was pretty shit. The third one wasn't great. So I was just surprised to see that. Shrek. Fuck.
What do you think of the highest is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU?
Well, that's just a cop-out. Like, look at that. They've got 14 films. You know, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Harry Potter is a lot more success. Like, Harry Potter is just a few behind it. It's had 9 films, you know, like it's Deadly Hallows Part 2, fucking 1.3 billion. That's a big success.
That's fucking mad.
Look at The Force Awakens, 2 billion. Star Wars, fucking hell.
I didn't know that made 2 billion. Holy
There you go. Look,
shit.
Star Wars and Harry Potter both released 9 films, and fucking Harry Potter is $1 billion ahead of it. You wouldn't think that, would you?
No, I wouldn't have guessed
Harry
that.
Potter would be bigger than Star Wars. James Bond is 4th, which 26 fucking films it ought to be. And Lord of the Rings is there. Jesus Christ, yeah. Look at some of these lists. Look at some of these fucking films. Fast and Furious 9. What the fuck? Spider-Man 8. X-Men 7.
Fucking hell.
See what Green means? It just says there.
Yeah, they're still going on, right?
No, they're just one of their films have been released last week. It's still in cinemas this week.
They're still in cinema.
Indicates at least one film in the series is playing in the week commencing April 7th, 7th of April 2017. So, Doctor Strange must still be out somewhere. Suicide Squad must still be out somewhere for Batman to be there, I guess. And yeah, and Logan's out.
Lego Batman, I think.
That's right, Lego Batman,
There you
correct,
go.
spot on. Yeah, so Jesus Christ, the fucking 7, 6, 3, 2, and 1 off that list are all have a film out at the moment. That's mad.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, what do you think? See, I guess just to kind of go back full circle or a point we're trying to make here, that's really what Hollywood is all about now, or film's all about now. It's a business. You have to make a profit back. You know, a good quality film is second to a profit, and it should be the other way around. Naturally, if you make something that's really, really good, it's a good quality film.
It will make money.
Exactly. People will word of mouth is a lot more powerful than advertisement ever is. Like, if
Yeah.
you tell me I've seen a film last week and it's fucking great, John, I will quicker go see it than if I seen an advertisement for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there's been many films like that. Looper. Me and you are
Oh,
massive fans of Looper. We love Looper. One of the best films of the past 10 years.
If you're into sci-fi, watch fucking Looper.
It was my mate.
Fucking hell, man.
It was my friend on Xbox Live from Scotland got back from it and said to me he's seen this film in cinemas, Looper. He said it was one of the best films he's seen.
That's fucking fantastic. Bruce Willis, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
Fucking great film.
Do you ever see? Here's a good point. Do you ever see? This will tie into what we're saying. Do you ever see Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, easily one of my favorite films of all time. It's been remade, you know, into a Netflix series.
Yeah, TV series. Yeah.
Such bullshit.
Why?
I know.
Why?
It doesn't need to be touched.
No. Oh fuck! Do you like? Yeah. What do you think about Netflix in general? See the way they're fucking taking over.
It could be the death of cinema, you know, because
You think so?
yeah, I think we can get to a stage where films will be released in cinema the same time it's released on Netflix. I think that's inevitable at this stage, because
They're really smart about it, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're not going crazy with like putting massive big budget productions in full flight yet.
Yeah.
You know, they're still collecting those big checks every every month, you know, from everyone. So
And sort of the films that they do produce have been pretty fantastic. Like, have you seen
Yeah.
Piece of No Nation? Is a great film.
good, yeah.
And to be honest as well, like their TV series are of a really high standard, really high quality. Like,
I love the way that they only, you know, they're being very careful in what they make, you know?
Yeah.
You know, they're not just like any other TV stations, they're just pumping out content, right, as much as possible.
they have name recognition.
Exactly.
Daredevil, for example, had name recognition.
Oh, it was fucking great, wasn't it?
Yeah, great series. But like even before it was made, you know, once again there is that audience are familiar with
Yeah.
Daredevil. It's better to take that risk of putting a lot of money into a TV series like that there than there is, you know.
Exactly. And they were very smart the way that they started there first and then did Jessica Jones, because no one would fucking know who she is, right?
Exactly,
Do you know what I'm saying? And then what's the new one that's going on right now?
There was a Luke Cage and then
Yeah.
there's Iron Fist at the moment.
Right, okay.
You know, it's kind of mad. But do you think TV is kind of taking over from cinema? To be honest, like I'm more excited for the new season of Game of Thrones than I am any other film coming out this year.
Yeah, I mean, conventionally, I don't know though, because I don't watch TV anymore. I don't watch fucking what people would call standard news. You know, I find all my news and all my content nearly from YouTube now.
Yeah, but
You know?
but not even just. I mean, like TV series in the sense. I think that's sort of beaten, I guess, like film in a way. Like you're a big Breaking Bad fan.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad is like it's the fan base it had is a lot of films would kill for, you know.
Oh yeah,
Like
Jesus.
it's insane. Like
But you would have to admit, I mean, I think, I forget who made this point to me. Maybe it was my friend Andrew, who we had on the show. But he made a great point about, you know, a TV show has such a big advantage in terms of they have had such a long period and to build character development
Yeah,
and
that's
build a
right.
story. Do you know what I mean? But then again, they also have to keep it interesting for a longer period, right? So it is harder. But I definitely think that if you have, as a creative, you know, director, writer, or whatever, if you have a longer time to tell a story, I think you can pull it off a lot better, you know?
yeah, you're completely right. Like I think Game of Thrones is a prime example of that. There, sort of characters,
Jesus,
motivations been set up in season
Game of
one.
Thrones. Sorry, John, to interrupt. Game of Thrones would never work
On
as
film.
as
Oh, never.
as a single film, but not even that, as a 10 film series. Would it? It
No.
would never work.
No.
Never.
Makes you wonder, though, doesn't it? Like, what happens if The Lord of the Rings was a series? Would have been good? Would have been as better than the movies?
No way.
Really?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, I think, is the best trilogy ever.
Really?
I do, yeah.
Wow, that's a.
a hell of a statement.
I want to call you on these points. What are some good film trilogies? So Lord of the Rings is the top one.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite. I mean, I said this to a few people before about Back to the Future, but they, you know, some people think that they're just a bit repetitive. You know, that I can see their point, but the second and third film are kind of the same plot. Well, they are
Yeah.
actually. They're basically the same plot as the first one, but I just think that they're fun, fucking great movies. You know.
I love them. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love them all. I love the second one as well. I think the second one's a good fun ride.
Yeah.
I guess when it comes to like what we might
Toy Story trilogy,
Toy Story trilogy is very, very good.
fucking solid.
What's
The Dark Knight trilogy.
what's my favorite trilogy? Because like, hear me out here, right? So I love Godfather 2. I think it's one of the best films ever.
Yeah.
I think Godfather 2 is better than the first one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the first one is a masterpiece. It is
Yeah.
fucking one of the greatest films you'll ever see. The second one is just such a great film. The third one's really fucking shit though, so I can't say
Awful.
it's one of my favorite trilogies because
Yeah,
I need
all three
consistency.
have to be. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, if we're going to do it, we got to do it full. Like that's why I didn't put the Dark Knight trilogy first, because the third one just let me down.
Yeah, I'm the same.
know.
Yeah. I'm not
First two were fucking great.
great as fucking. See, once again, you can't say Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, but the third one's fucking AIDS. Third one's so fucking bad.
Like we had Andrew on, and we were talking about it, and he made some good points. It's not that bad, but I mean, it's nowhere near Spider-Man 2.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, so, and especially when you're following it and you just ruin it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
after it, it's just such a bad taste in your mouth, right?
I guess in terms of just see, we've seen it so many times now. It's really hard to enjoy it. But I guess best trilogies, maybe the original Star Wars trilogy, maybe.
Yeah,
In terms of just, I mean, it's such a.
I could give you that.
it's,
Yeah,
it's such an adventure, you know, from
Yeah.
start to finish, and
exactly. Yeah,
you really care for these characters, and you
Yeah.
really want to know what's going to happen to them. And I think this episode 6 is really weak, I guess, compared to to episode 4 and 5. I think it's too much of a perfect bow.
mm-hmm.
I think you do want some consequences when all the actions, but it's so memorable and so such a blast, from start to finish.
We were talking about this before. Who directed Empire Strikes Back?
Stephen, I'm going to get that because
I can't remember.
while you're saying this, I want to just clear up a common misconception. People always think Lucas directed the original trilogy. He didn't. He executive produced it. He didn't even produce it. He executive produced.
There we go.
And he was an uncredited editor on all three.
There we go. Okay. Because we've talked about this before. Because you corrected me. I was under the impression that he directed Empire Strikes Back, but that's not the case.
No, he didn't even produce it. It was produced by Gary Kurtz and it was directed by
Ivan
Krashner, sorry.
Okay. And who wrote it?
The story was by him. The screenplay was not by him. So that's also another comment. People always think he read it. Lucas did executive producing, and he just did the outline to the story. He did not write it, and that's why.
That's the case in the whole original trilogy, right?
Yeah, and the prequels though he directed and wrote them.
All three of them.
Yes, and produced them.
That's
so there's the problem there.
Why? Why did he do that? I mean, like, surely if that works so well. Why did he be like, okay, we're going to do another trilogy, but I'm going to do everything, not these great guys who did a good job? You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck did he ever think that was a good idea?
Just give me 2 secs. I need to just check something. Yeah, sorry, he did direct episode 4. I was thinking that. He directed episode 4 and he read it. Sorry.
Okay.
He didn't.
And what about episode 6?
So sorry, but this guy's.
John, think about this as well. How confusing would that be if you grew up during that time, right? And the first film, right, it's called Star Wars, okay? But then us now growing up, we would see that as Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That's like basically the official title, right? But back then, the first one was just Star Wars, right? And that was a common conception for all three of them, I believe, that the new Star Wars film is out kind of thing.
Yeah, well,
right.
Yeah.
Even though they were like, this is titled Return of the Jedi.
It's only in the opening crawl.
It was only It was only after he announced the prequels, right? Then they had to kind of change all this shit. That would really fuck it up, wouldn't it?
The reason he did episode 4 in the opening crawl and episode 5 and 6, it's a nod. It's a visual nod to. The misconception here is people always think the story is, people used to always ask me that Lucas wanted to make 1, 2, and 3 first, but he didn't have the money. Lucas didn't write episode 1 until the 90s. He didn't write episode 2 until it went into production. The reason he did that was it's a nod to the old classic sci-fi stories of the 40s and 50s and 60s. It'd always start in these random episodes. So it'd go like Future Soldier, chapter 88. It was just a nod to that. Because Lucas was a big fan of these old, really cheesy, corny, like sci-fi shorts. He loved them, and it always would start as a random chapter.
Yeah.
That's his way of just paying homage to it. Same with Indiana Jones was a homage to the B movies that would play before a movie started in the cinema. He wanted to do a big version of that, an actual feature film on it. So it's a nice wee nod. People just look too deep into it, and to be like. Yeah, you're right. It is very fucking confusing at the same time now. When hindsight, now that the whole 6 films have been complete, it's really fucking weird.
It's pretty sad, isn't it? I mean, you have to admit. I mean, he was a good old guy, right? George Lucas. He had the shit back in the day.
If it wasn't for George Lucas, digital filmmaking would not be where it is. He pushed it.
Yeah.
He was one of the major players in forcing digital filmmaking to the film industry.
But then what happened, man? He just fucked it all up, did he? Like the prequels, and then also Indiana Jones. Like the Crystal Skull.
What's worse? The Crystal Skull or episode 2? It's like, would you rather kill your dad or your mother?
Don't make me answer that. What's worse? Fuck. I don't know. Episode 2. Yeah, I'd watch Indiana Jones first.
Yeah, episode 2.
I just think that those lines of I had a flashback nightmare to the dialogue of sand. What what you say it well. What is it?
I hate sand. It's coarse and rough and it gets everywhere.
Gets everywhere.
Me and you are in the sort of minority camp. When I usually argue people what's worst, episode 2 or 1, people always say 1's worst.
No.
2 is just fucking awful. I mean, 1 has its moments. Like, I mean, the pod racing thing is fucking great.
The pod racing is great, and the last 10 minutes of the Phantom Menace are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
How can you argue? It's the best. I'm going to say this right now, live on air on fucking Banana Kingdom, episode 5. Okay, the best lightsaber battle in the whole 7 films easily is Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Holy fuck, the music in that scene is incredible. Dun, 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 dun,
Shout out to
dun,
John
dun, dun.
Williams.
Holy fucking shit, man. That, and remember the set design. How the fuck did they do that? Remember, it's in the power grid, right, of the planet?
That's right, yeah.
Holy fuck, man, it looks incredible. Go watch that again and tell me that there's a scene better than that in episode 2. No fucking way there is.
You know, Darth Maul died recently in Star Wars Rebels.
What's that, animated series?
Yeah, it was. It was revealed in the Clone Wars animated series. He didn't die. It was just to bring him back to sell toys. But
Right.
long story short, Rebels is a continuation of the Clone Wars series, and he died in it recently, and it was very, very fucking good. It was actually extremely powerful.
How they killed him?
Yeah, he hates Obi-Wan. He
for cutting him in half.
Exactly. So he's been trying to track him down for years. He finally tracks him down. He tracks him down to Tatooine, and long story short, he goes there, and it's like this. The fight is done like an L Western. The fight lasts 3 seconds at most. But it's the build up to how tense it is. To have this really, really tense standoff, the two of them in the middle of the desert, in nowhere. And just Darth Maul he's very edgy. The ending of it's brilliant. It cuts to his feet. You know, he's getting ready to pounce.
Cool.
His hands are shaking. Obi-Wan is a bit nervous too. And when the two of them lunge at each other, Obi-Wan just counters him, cuts him down, and Darth Maul dies in his hands, moping. But I don't watch Rebels, but people were talking about it on Twitter. It was one of the most trending things on Twitter. I checked it out, and fuck me, even though I had not seen any of the context of the fight, it was fucking powerful. It was great.
That sounds fucking cool.
Yeah, no, you're right though about the episode 1 fight being without a doubt the best in the Star Wars franchise. It's pretty fucking great. It's just just going back to our point. Episode 2, piece of shit, man. Piece of fucking shit. Count Dooku sucks.
He was the worst villain ever.
Oh my god,
terrible.
Fuck me. What? Oh, it's so and it just shits on the fucking stormtroopers as well. It just ruins the fucking canon. They're all clones of Boba Fett. Fuck.
Yeah, that was out there, wasn't it?
Oh.
I mean, I like the Clone Wars animated series. It's pretty cool. I liked it. I mean, the video games, Star Wars video games. Are fucking
Battlefront
fantastic.
is
Battlefront 2, man.
We could talk about it here forever. We could do a whole episode on how great Battlefront 2 is.
Best fucking game ever.
It was definitely up there. Like that was the golden age of PS2 games. You had especially movie tie-in games. You had Lord of the Rings Episode 3. Oh my god,
that's my childhood.
Yeah,
that game and Battlefront 2. That's all I fucking played.
Did I say it right? Lord of it's
Happily.
Episode 3 or is it just Return of the King?
It's Lord of the Rings: Return of the King.
Yeah, sorry. Great.
Sorry.
Oh my god, great video game. And Battlefront 2, fantastic. Even Star Wars Bounty Hunter. If you ever played that, it's very, very good.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's a prequel to Episode 2. It explains why Jango Fett was selected for the cloning thing. Even though that's really shitty, but the story to Bounty Hunter is fantastic. Yeah, Jesus Christ. And Spider-Man 2, great movie tie-in game. Fucking hell, man. Video games, man. What's up with video games now, man? I don't get the same level of enjoyment. Just hear me out. I don't get the same level of enjoyment anymore from them. Is that because I'm getting too old, or because they're fucking shit?
I can attribute something to it. I mean, because I feel the same way. Okay, think about it like this. We grew up, John, playing video games. Example, perfect. PS2, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. You do a mission, okay? You kill loads of orcs, and you get points for each kill. After the mission, you go to a section where you can use those points to upgrade your powers and skills. And in the next mission, you can implement those things. Cool. You feel like you're growing with each character. This is awesome, okay? Game now. You go, you do a level, you complete a mission. You want upgrades? You want new skills? Give us fucking more money. And then you're just like, you know what? Fuck you. This isn't worth it. Suck my dick.
What's that old EA saying? Get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah. That's South Park, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the crack baby basketball
That's right.
one. That one was a fucked up episode.
It
yeah,
was.
that was
but
funny.
Hear me out here, right? Hear me out. So Mass Effect was a trilogy that was released in the last generation of consoles, referring to the Xbox 360 and the PS3. It was also released on PC. That's where I personally played it. But Mass Effect, right? Probably one of the best, if not the best, trilogy of video games ever, in my opinion.
I've never played it, but it sounds, from the way you explained it to me,
It's
it
fantastic.
sounded fucking great.
It's fantastic. Everything is different for everyone because a character can die in the first game for you, but that character could live in the first game for me and survive all the way to the third
That's
one.
so cool.
Also, how you play it, you select what type of like sort of character you'll be. You can be like you can just be straight up soldier where you're taking cover behind your standard like cover and shoot style video game. You can play a more tactical style role in it. But Mass Effect was a hell of a trilogy, right? And I played it like a good 2 years after the third one was released, and I loved it, right? And I played it back in 2014 is when I fully finished it, right? So that's pretty recent enough. So Mass Effect 4 is coming out. It's out now, but the hype for it was insane, right? It was going to take place in the Andromeda Galaxy. There was 40 million being invested into the production of it. It comes out, it's broken, the story's shit, the fucking animation's awful, it's desperate, and it's a laughing stock. It was the laughing stock on the internet the past month now, so it has been. And that's just, and the reason it's been so shit and so bad is because it was more sort of concerned with sort of what you get for pre-ordering. It wants you to buy the season pass for all the DLC instead of actually taking the time to craft a fucking good story, craft a good game in regards to gameplay. To make sure the animation is really high standard, like it should be in the age of PS fucking 4s and Xbox Ones.
Should be, obviously better than ever. Yeah.
But Mass Effect 1 only had one piece of DLC, and I think it was free. Like it
shows you where we are now, man.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, man. It's so hard to even describe it now because like it's such a long sort of. It takes forever to explain the sort of collapse or the. Demise of the sort of video games nowadays to becoming such a commercial piece where in the past it was all about making the best possible game. It's very it's very reminiscent of like early cinema nearly,
I'm not trying to dig your grave for you, John, but you personally, you play FIFA, right? You're a big FIFA fan.
Love FIFA.
Okay.
Love
right.
FIFA. And just only one person will get this, but Gary Nacy, fuck you.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
on. You love FIFA, right? You're contributing to the thing that you just complained about.
Oh, big time.
I mean, by paying for Ultimate Team packets, you're literally paying for fucking nothing that's real, right? You're literally paying for like digital code.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you're completely right.
Do you know what I'm saying? I'm guilty of it too, but it's just it sucks that this is where we're at now.
Yeah, you're completely right, and it's. Even like I'm not trying to make any excuses for myself, but it's like, look, you buy Ultimate Team, and if you want to make any fucking progress, like
you have to financially invest.
You can play fucking hours at end, but the gameplay is so addictive that it sucks you in. This, if I say I easily spend €20 every year on Ultimate Team. I'm not ashamed to say that. Mm-hmm. And that's on top of actually buying the fucking game first of all, which FIFA's price has skyrocketed. Holy fucking shit.
80 quid when it's released, right?
Oh, madness. What the fuck?
Is it cheaper for PC?
Oh, yeah, I buy it for €15 every year on PC.
€15?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
All thanks to allkeyshop.com. Shout out for your cheap games. Whoop. But I'm not paying fucking €80 for a fucking football simulation that barely changes every fucking year. All it changes is the minute details, updated squads, which you can update yourself if you have time and patience. And
it takes so much longer though, right?
Oh, yeah. But like don't get me wrong, if you were to compare FIFA 14 to FIFA 17, there's massive improvements in the gameplay. But you compare FIFA 16 to FIFA 17, there isn't.
Yeah.
So when you look at FIFA in the longer stretch of time, you can see a major, like me comparing 06 to 16, there's major fucking differences.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but you don't notice them year by year. It's like, to be honest, you should release FIFA every 2 years and just have a big update every year to sort of update the squads, maybe slight gameplay tweaks, There was a FIFA exclusive to the PC called FIFA World that was doing that. So FIFA World was released in 2013 and it would update automatically for free. It was free to play. It was just FIFA. That's all it was. And it would just update for free. It was just a wee testing.
That's fucking cool.
Try and do some stuff different. And
I wish that was the case now because they could easily do that to cunts.
Yeah, easily could. Easily could.
I have a great story, John. Just to wrap up maybe the show here, okay, right?
Shoot away, baby.
We're talking about video games and how we're both kind of deflated about the whole thing. Okay, about a year ago, I just recently bought GTA 5, right?
Right.
Fucking masterpiece. Great fucking game. But anyway, I completed the story and then my friend John, he rang me. He was like, "Oh, do you want to go play GTA Online?" And I never really had known anything about this. I was still new to this. I was like, "Sure, okay. How do we do it?" So I basically got invited to his game session, and we basically got invited to do a heist. Right? That's the whole thing about playing online, right?
A heist, yeah.
You go, you organize a team, you get a heist. Everyone has a role. It's pretty cool. It feels great, right? I have to say, I mean, it was the fucking funniest thing I've ever seen, right? So basically, before you go out and set up the job, you meet up in a room, right, with all your teammates for this heist. Okay, so everyone was set up there, and you want to see all these avatars, right, of people that we were playing with online, all these characters lined up, right? And I was last to be shown on the camera as it pans across, okay? So you have these cool guys in suits, fucking sunglasses, you know, the fucking black leather gloves, you know, they look so fucking cool and professional. And it just pans to me, and I could not have looked like more of a noob. I was wearing fucking flower fucking sunglasses, a white t-shirt, and a pair of fucking flip-flops and shorts to a bank heist, John. It was the fucking funniest thing ever. And my friend just said perfectly, he said, it looks like you and that other guy are brothers, and your mom makes you take your fucking little stupid brother along with you. I just thought it was so funny, and everyone was like, who the fuck is that noob? You can hear in the headset, get the fuck, what are you doing?
Oh, great.
Video games, you know, I was just trying to think about the last time I laughed playing a video game, you know, and it's probably that was priceless.
Well, guys, this is going to conclude Banana Kingdom episode 5. So just a quick update what's coming in the future. So hopefully someone is hearing this update. Long story short, we're going to be interviewing Donal Dineen. Donal Dineen is the first of many big guests we're hoping to get on. So Donal is currently doing an online series at the moment called This Is No Disco. Donal used to work for RT for a good few years. He's a radio host. We have him coming on the podcast now. If it's not the next episode, it will be the episode after that. So it could be episode 6 or episode 7. So we're looking forward to having Donal on. We're going to be mainly chatting about music and just chatting about sort of... Also, yeah, sorry, just as well, big thing from the episode with Donal, from that episode onwards, every episode will be recorded live and there'll be a video to accompany the audio. So look forward to that. So this could be the last time you will not see us but only hear us. So yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure. This has been probably one of my favorite. This has been a really good episode. I really enjoyed this. Like sort of all the ground we covered here.
Thank you, John.
Thank you. So thanks very much for listening, all 3 of yous. Good luck.
Peace.